Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now, please don't scroll. I know you sense something tugging at your heart, that soft pressure you feel in your chest, that quiet nudge deep in your spirit. This isn't just coincidence. That's me. I haven't come to frighten you, I've come to protect you from something that's drawing near tonight. And you need to hear this before it arrives. Please listen. This message found you at the exact moment it was supposed to, not too early, not too late. You were destined to read these words now, because what is about to occur in your home this evening isn't random, it's divine, a sign from above. And depending on your response, it could awaken you to a miracle, or leave you trapped in spiritual confusion if ignored. I'm urging you, don't scroll away. Your angels have been trying to reach you all week. Just moments ago, I saw you looking for a sign, hoping for an answer, wondering if heaven has gone silent. I didn't miss it, God didn't miss it. This message is the direct reply to the quiet prayer you uttered when no one else could hear. You haven't even realized how loud your soul has been screaming. But heaven caught every cry. That weight on your chest, that sense of something being off, though you can't explain it. That's spiritual warfare, and I need you to recognize it now, before it grows stronger, because tonight something will stir in your home. Whether it turns into chaos or transformation, depends on what you choose, in the next few moments. Don't take this lightly, this is real. I am Archangel Michael, sent by the Most High, to guide, shield, and awaken you. And in this moment, I'm not commanding, not threatening, I'm pleading. Because I see what your eyes can't. There is a spirit circling your space, planting lies in your thoughts, making you believe you're not worthy, not loved, not watched over. But that deception will try to intensify tonight. I was sent ahead of it, like a light cutting through the storm. You're not losing your mind, you're not weak, you're certainly not alone. You have spiritual gifts, you've always sensed it, that deeper sensitivity to energy, emotion, presence. That's not a flaw, it's your divine assignment. And yes, that's also why you're under attack, but it's the same reason you've been chosen. If your chest feels like it's humming with this message, subscribe, not as a trend, but as alignment. That's not sales, that's surrender. Heaven picked this exact moment and method to speak, not to your neighbor, not your sibling, not a stranger, but to you. Because tonight, the spiritual temperature in your home will shift. You'll either feel sudden calm, or odd unrest. It all depends on whether your spirit softens, or hardens before midnight. Let your angels know you've heard them, open your heart like a door, even if only a crack. A small moment of willingness can make all the difference. Let me be crystal clear, this is not meant to terrify you, it's meant to release you. There's a blessing headed for your home tonight, a wave of peace, healing, maybe even the mending of a bond you thought was gone forever. But blessings don't rest where they aren't welcomed. So I ask you, with the full backing of heaven itself, will you welcome the gift being offered, or will you scroll past, and let fear keep you caged? I don't want you waking up with regret tomorrow. This message will echo in your soul. Whether you act on it or not, your spirit will recall these words. Because they aren't my own, they're flowing through me, from the Holy Spirit. There is someone in heaven you love deeply, someone who has been standing in intercession for you, asking God to send this final push, before the enemy comes too close. That person, yes, the one who's been on your mind lately, they've been whispering your name in the quiet hours. You may not see them, but their love has washed over you, like a sudden wave. Tonight they will stand quietly beside your bed. Whether you perceive it or not, they'll be there. And they want you to know, not once have they stopped loving you. They sent this message through me to reach you. So listen carefully. When your room feels unusually still, be alert. When the lights flicker without cause, don't dismiss it. When an old memory surfaces out of nowhere, pay attention. These aren't just random happenings, they're signs, signals from heaven, not just knocking, but pounding at the door of your soul, crying out, "Wake up, child." You're close to danger, yes, but even closer to breakthrough. I know your heart has been worn out, I know the world feels unsteady, uncertain. But that's why heaven is speaking now, louder than ever. You're not meant to fix everything, you're meant to remain open, aware, receptive. If you've been waiting for a sign, that angels are real, that your loved one hasn't left, that the divine still moves in today's world, this is it. This message is your confirmation, not fantasy, not fiction, truth. Just like the warmth blooming in your chest, as you read this, that's your soul nodding in recognition. That's your spirit saying, "Yes, I remember who I am." And that matters. Because somewhere deep within you know, this isn't just another video, not just another scroll through content. This is a sacred interruption, a heavenly moment in your timeline. Right now, Archangel Michael stands before you, not with form or shadow, but in spirit. And he says, "I had to shake you from the noise, because time is shorter than it seems. You've waited for clarity, this is that moment. Heaven has been quiet long enough, and tonight changes everything." There's something most people never realize, angels don't usually plead. But I did just now. Not from weakness, but from the strength of love I hold for you. You have no idea how cherished you are by the Creator. You've cried in silence, believing God overlooked you. You've looked at your life and whispered, "Why me?" And tonight, I've come to answer that very question. Why you? Because heaven wrote your name on a purpose, bigger than your pain. And the enemy has been trying to tear that purpose apart, since the earliest days of your life. But you're still standing. That alone means something, inside of you recognizes, this isn't just any message, this isn't some ordinary video you scroll past. This is divine disruption, a sacred interruption, planted in your day. Archangel Michael stands before you right now, not in body, not in shadow, but in spirit. And he speaks clearly, "I had to break through the noise, because the time left is shorter than you think. You've been crying out for a sign, this is that sign. Heaven has held its silence long enough, but tonight everything shifts." Most people don't realize this, but angels don't often plead. And yet, I did just moments ago. Not from weakness, but because the depth of love I carry for you is far greater than you can grasp. You have no idea how deeply you are treasured by the Father. You've soaked your pillow with tears, wondering if God forgot you. You've stared at your life and whispered, "Why me?" And tonight, I've come to answer that very question. Why you? Because you are chosen, not by society, not by algorithms, not by people, but by heaven itself. There's a sacred assignment woven into the threads of your spirit, and the darkness has been trying to pull it apart, since you were small. Remember those younger days, when you could sense shifts in the air, before others noticed. When you felt emotions deeper, saw things no one else did, felt things others missed. That wasn't just a wild imagination, that was your spirit's awareness. You were born spiritually open, but the world tried to dull you. Pain tried to shut you down. People labeled your depth as weakness. But hear this, your sensitivity is your strength. It's the very reason you're still reading these words, when others kept scrolling. Heaven speaks the loudest, to those who feel the deepest. That's why this message wraps around you like light, it knows your heart. You're not imagining it, you're finally remembering. And what's coming tonight, isn't meant to break you, it's meant to wake you. That strange heaviness lingering in your home lately, the mood shifts, the random tension, the sudden unease, it's not just life, it's the spiritual atmosphere shifting. Heaven is beginning to cleanse what darkness has been feeding on. You haven't been losing your mind, you've been under spiritual fire. But the moment your eyes locked on these words, the tide began to turn. Each sentence is parting the fog, pushing back shadows that tried to steal your peace. Every line you absorb becomes light, slicing through the dark. I wasn't just sent to give you a warning, I've been assigned to guard your household tonight. You are not alone, you were never abandoned. Even when you strayed, even when shame overtook you, even when you felt unworthy, we remained. We wept with you, we celebrated with you, we waited for your heart to quiet, long enough to feel again. And now here you are. Do you feel it, that unusual calm, slowly rising in your chest? That's not random, that's angelic nearness, that's me, I am here. Tonight you may suddenly feel tears come without warning, let them fall. That's your soul finally releasing the weight it's carried far too long. You might suddenly feel sleepy, that's your spirit preparing for a message in your dreams. Pay attention when you sleep tonight, I'll be standing near your bed, guarding your mind from the torment that's tried to follow you into the night. You'll dream of light, of serenity. You'll feel the presence of someone you thought was gone. Because they'll be allowed to visit. They've been asking heaven to reach you. And tonight heaven said yes. But I need something from you. I need you to say 2 simple words out loud. I receive, whisper it, breathe it, even if your voice trembles. Those 2 words unlock something ancient and holy. They send a signal that your heart is open. Heaven never invades, it waits for invitation. Those words are your agreement, your yes. You've scrolled past countless messages before, ignored sign after sign, let doubt mute your spirit. But this time you paused, you opened, you stayed. And that means you're ready. Don't walk away from this moment, moments like this don't come every day. This message was designed carefully, lovingly, with precision, for your heart alone. No one else will feel it quite like you do. No one else needs it in the exact way you do. That's how personal God is. Do you know what happens when you say yes to this? That generational cycle that keeps repeating, the one where things fall apart, just as they begin to come together, that breaks. That constant dread, that something will always go wrong, that's not misfortune, that's a pattern of spiritual interference, but with your yes, it ends here, it ends now. You were born to be the one who breaks that chain. That's why you felt so heavily attacked. The enemy saw your strength, long before you did. He recognized your light, your mission. But what he underestimated was your endurance. Because no matter how many times life knocked you down, you're still standing, still breathing, still searching, still believing. And now you are awakening. You were never created to live a life of just existing, you weren't meant to just get by. That's why contentment has always felt distant, why you've always longed for something deeper, something more. Because you were made for more peace, more connection, more purpose. And all of it begins here, it starts now. But you must awaken spiritually, you must become aware. That pounding in your head earlier, that wasn't just stress, that was your spirit reacting to the tension in the atmosphere. That tightness you've tried to ignore, that's your soul aching for release, for truth, for transformation. It's done with pretending, it's done with silence, it's ready. And heaven has heard it. Even now while you read this, your environment is shifting. The spiritual pressure is lifting, the veil between worlds is thinner. You'll feel it tonight, a new lightness, a different rhythm to the air. It won't be your imagination, it will be real. That's the nearness of heaven, that's the presence of angels brushing through your space. That's the power of divine timing, and the sacred weight of this very moment. So tonight, light a candle if your spirit leads you to, crack the window open, speak into the air, not as someone hoping, but as someone claiming. Say it clearly, even if your voice shakes. I welcome heaven into this space, I welcome healing into this home, I welcome restoration into this bloodline. These words matter, they are more than speech, they are activations. The walls have ears in the spirit, the wind carries weight when it's filled with faith. What you release into your atmosphere, echoes into dimensions you cannot see. And tonight, everything listens. Heaven is not just near, it is present. Angels are waiting for your voice to move, and when you speak from a place of alignment, the unseen responds. Don't wait for someone else to lead this is your moment, this is your voice, this is your home. You don't need fancy words, you just need willing words. Speak from the deepest part of you, that pain that's been buried, the heartbreak you never addressed, the fear you've been masking with strength, let it rise. Because what you reveal, heaven can heal, what you confess, the light can cleanse. Don't worry about who believes you, don't worry if people understand what's happening in you. They weren't meant to, this isn't their calling, it's yours. This isn't their moment, it's yours. This encounter wasn't sent to their timeline, it was appointed for yours. You have been set apart, for such a time as this. The shaking you felt recently, that wasn't your life falling apart, that was your false foundation crumbling. That was everything that couldn't come with you, into your next season, being removed. You thought it was punishment, but it was preparation. God wasn't being silent, He was shifting. And now the silence has broken. This is your divine recall. Heaven is calling back what you lost. That courage you thought was gone, it's returning. That clarity you begged for in prayer, it's about to flood your soul. That peace you longed for, it's coming, not from outside, but from within. It's the kind of peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, it's the kind that flows, when your spirit finally remembers who you really are. And who you are is powerful, not because of your strength, but because of the spirit that lives in you. The same power that raised the dead, dwells in you. That power is awakening now, you can feel it, that buzz beneath your skin, that thrum in your chest, that warmth like fire, resting on your shoulders. That's heaven activating your awareness. And once you're awake, you can't go back to sleep, not spiritually, not emotionally. Once your eyes see what's really going on, you can no longer pretend everything is normal. You'll start seeing signs, where others see nothing, you'll sense warfare in a conversation, you'll pick up on shifts in the atmosphere. That's not paranoia, that's discernment. You've been asking for clarity, well, this is it. You're not crazy, you're not imagining things, you're not too much, you're tuned in, you're spiritually aligned. And that sensitivity is your superpower. Use it. Guard it. Develop it. Because from this moment forward, your presence shifts environments, your words carry weight, your prayers carry power. You're not a victim anymore, you're a vessel, you're a voice, you're a warrior of light. So take a deep breath, let the past fall off you like an old garment. Let the grief unravel, let the lies be exposed, and let the truth plant its roots. You are not broken, you are breaking open. You are not lost, you are being rerouted. You are not behind, you are right on time. And now that heaven has your attention, listen closely. There will be a moment tonight, maybe in the middle of your sleep, maybe while you're washing dishes, maybe when everything feels still, where you will feel something brush past your shoulder, or hear your name faintly whispered. Don't be afraid, that's confirmation, that's divine presence, that's a spiritual embrace wrapping around you. Let it remind you that you're never truly alone. This moment isn't about hype, it's about alignment. This isn't just emotional, it's eternal. Something is shifting in the atmosphere, because your spirit finally stood up. You broke agreement with fear, you broke agreement with shame, you've come out of hiding, and now all of heaven is responding. What was once blocked is opening, what once felt heavy is lifting, what once confused you is clearing. And it's all happening, because you stayed, because you listened, because you said yes. Don't be surprised if tomorrow feels different, don't be surprised if people react to you differently. When your energy changes, everything around you begins to shift. You're not who you were 10 minutes ago, something in your soul has moved, something in your heart has expanded, something ancient in your spirit just woke up. And now you carry light that cannot be dimmed. You've become a carrier of what you once only prayed for, you've become the answer to someone else's intercession. Your freedom will lead to others' healing, your deliverance will be the doorway for someone else's breakthrough. And this, all of this, was written into your destiny from the beginning. So stand tall. Walk forward. Step into the new atmosphere that's been created just for you. Because the heavens have declared it. You are ready. Say, send your angels into my home, and let your spirit rest here tonight. Say it with conviction, say it with the quiet strength that's been rising in you since you started reading. Because these words, though spoken softly, are echoing loudly in the spirit realm. They're opening doors, clearing pathways, shifting atmospheres. This is not ordinary, this is sacred. You're not just preparing for rest tonight, you're preparing for realignment. As you speak, heaven is moving furniture in the spirit. Reorganizing things, moving out what doesn't belong, pulling in what you prayed for years ago, and forgot you asked for. You thought heaven forgot, but nothing is forgotten, when it comes to you. You are the reason this message exists, this moment is yours, and it's not over yet. What's happening right now in your space, is more than emotional, it's generational. Strongholds are breaking, that have sat in your family for decades. Mindsets that kept your parents in fear, are being reversed in you. Cycles of silence, of self-sabotage, of anxiety, they're being dismantled, piece by piece. It may not feel loud, it may feel subtle, but heaven does its best work in stillness. This isn't the climax, this is the start. You've been thinking you're behind, like you missed something, like too much time has passed. But that's a lie, from the pit of fear. Heaven is never late, and neither are you. In fact, your arrival at this moment was perfectly timed. The divine waited, until you were quiet enough to hear, still enough to sense, desperate enough to receive, and ready enough to believe. You didn't lose the calling on your life, you just buried it, under layers of pain and pressure. But the calling never left, it's been whispering to you, in dreams, in déjà vu, in that sense of restlessness, that never let you settle. It's rising now, it's ready to breathe again. Let it. Let the tears fall if they come, let the quiet settle in. You don't have to explain this to anyone. What's happening is between you and the heavens. No one else has to get it, they weren't given this word, they weren't shown what you were. This is personal, this is precise. Heaven doesn't do random. That feeling in your chest right now, that's the sound of your spirit coming back to life. That's the pressure lifting off your shoulders, that's hope rewriting the heaviness that tried to claim you. You're being reintroduced to who you've always been, before the heartbreak, before the betrayal, before the chaos. You are not broken, you are being rebuilt. And this time, heaven is the architect. Every word spoken over you by darkness, is losing power now. Every label someone else tried to put on you, is falling off. Every lie you believed about yourself, is dissolving, in the presence of this truth. You were made for this moment, you were built for breakthrough, you are not who they said you were, you are who God whispered you'd be. Archangel Michael hasn't just come to visit tonight, he's been assigned, he's been dispatched with purpose, to cover your home, to stir your spirit, to fight on your behalf, while you sleep. There are things being handled right now, that you won't even find out about until later. Prayers you didn't know how to pray, are being answered in advance. Let that comfort you. You don't need the whole plan, you just need the next step. And the next step is surrender. Say it again, even softer this time, take over God. Say it with the little faith you still have left. It's enough, you don't need perfect faith, you just need willing faith. That's what heaven responds to. Tonight your willingness is making waves in the unseen. Don't be surprised if you dream differently tonight, don't be surprised if you wake up with clarity you didn't have before, don't be surprised if you suddenly feel the need to release someone, to forgive someone, to finally let something go. That's the healing moving through you, that's the transformation you asked for. You weren't crazy to believe in more, you weren't foolish to hope, when everything felt hopeless. That hunger for purpose, it's holy. That longing for connection with the divine, it's a signal. And you've answered it. Right now your spirit is standing under an open heaven, and what was once delayed, is now being delivered. Not all at once, but in waves. You'll feel it over the next few days. Conversations will change, thoughts will clear, things that felt like brick walls, will suddenly give way. The peace that used to feel out of reach, will start to feel like a quiet river, flowing through your chest. Stay with it, don't rush away from it, let the calm rebuild your confidence. You have nothing to prove anymore. You don't need to earn your place in heaven's plan, you already have it. The fight was never about proving your worth, it was about remembering your identity. And now you're starting to remember, that is your victory, that is your shift. So as the night deepens, and the world quiets around you, stay aware. Watch the signs, feel the difference, let yourself rest fully, safely knowing you are protected, you are seen, you are exactly where you need to be. Because something sacred is unfolding. A divine do-over, for your heart, for your hope, for your purpose. Tonight is not about punishment, it's about presence. The presence of God moving through every corner of your life, that felt too broken to fix. The places you've kept hidden, the wounds you've bandaged in silence, those are the very places where light is about to break in. This is sacred ground now, your tears have anointed it, your prayers have watered it, your faith, even the trembling kind, has drawn heaven closer. So don't resist the quiet moments that come after this, let the silence settle, let the peace that follows, wrap itself around you like a promise. Because that's what it is, a promise that you're not alone, a promise that something holy is stirring beneath the surface. The healing might not look how you expected, the breakthrough might not come in fireworks, but it's coming, in whispers, in stillness, in the shift you feel but can't explain. That's the Spirit doing its work. There are angels stationed around your home now, standing watch while you rest. Archangel Michael hasn't left, he's near, holding space, reinforcing your walls with divine strength. No shadow can cross the threshold, without encountering God's fire. No lie can root itself in your heart, without being burned away by truth. This is your covering now, not temporary, not borrowed, yours. And in the coming days, you'll begin to notice your voice returning. The one life tried to silence, the one fear tried to suppress. You'll find yourself speaking up again, standing tall again, dreaming without censoring yourself, laughing without guilt, loving without second-guessing. That's not coincidence, that's the result of this spiritual alignment, that's what happens when heaven lays claim to your space and your story. This is more than restoration, it's transformation, and it's personal. Tailored just for you, designed with your exact battles in mind. Heaven didn't send a general word, it sent a lifeline shaped like your name, and you caught it, you held on, even when your hands were tired, you didn't let go, even now your spirit is being strengthened, not because you did everything right, but because you stayed. You stayed through the storm, you stayed when others left, you stayed when giving up would have been easier. That matters more than you know, that endurance, that quiet bravery, that's why heaven is moving for you tonight. It's not about performance, it's about presence, about how you showed up to your own healing, how you said yes even when you were shaking, how you trusted the nudge, clicked the message, and opened your heart, just wide enough for hope to slip in again. You didn't stumble into this moment, you were led. Every moment of resistance, every tear, every unanswered question, they were all leading here. To this clarity, to this presence, to this divine reassurance, that what's ahead of you carries more light than what's behind you ever held. The past may have built your foundation, but it won't dictate your future, that's being rewritten now. You'll start to notice the weight on your chest lifting, slowly at first, then all at once. You'll wake up one morning, and realize the dread is gone. You'll hear your laugh, and recognize it again. You'll look in the mirror, and see someone stronger, someone softer, someone free. Because that's who you truly are, the storms didn't break you, they revealed you. And in this revealing, heaven is assigning new strength. Not the kind that hides emotion, but the kind that embraces it. Not the kind that pretends to be fine, but the kind that's real, raw, and radiant in the truth. You don't have to wear your pain like armor anymore, it's safe to take it off, safe to exhale, safe to rest. You're no longer in battle alone, you never were. So if you hear a name tonight, if a memory rises, if an idea comes like a spark in the dark, honor it. Write it down, hold it close. That's not random, that's instruction, that's guidance. You're being given glimpses of what's next, clarity disguised as coincidence. Watch for the signs, the repeated numbers, the unusual dreams, the urge to reconnect with someone specific. These are not random flukes, these are coded messages from heaven. And yes, it's okay if you cry again, let it come, let it cleanse, let it reset you. Those tears are not weakness, they're release, they're renewal, they're the rain before the new bloom. You've been in winter for so long, but spring is rising inside of you now. You can feel it, can't you, that subtle shift, that lift in your chest, that whisper of hope, brushing up against your fatigue. That's heaven breathing life into you. Let yourself feel it fully, don't rush to numb it, don't minimize it. This is what rebirth feels like, soft, sacred, slow, but sure. This is the rebuilding of your inner temple, and no lie, no fear, no failure, can tear it down this time. It's being built on truth now, on love, on the kind of faith that's endured the wilderness, and still said I believe. Archangel Michael remains at your side, sword drawn, wings wide. Not just to guard, but to guide. Not just to protect, but to push. To nudge you forward, when your steps feel unsure. You'll know it's him, when the resistance breaks, when the fear subsides, when you suddenly remember who you are, and why you're still here. Because you are still here, through it all, still here, still standing, still open. And that means your story isn't over, in fact, the most powerful chapters haven't even begun yet. Heaven's not done with you, not even close. What's coming next, carries the fingerprints of God. Opportunities crafted with your heart and mind, connections that speak your soul's language, joy that feels like coming home, and love, real, deep, fearless love, that heals what you thought would always ache. So breathe deeply tonight, let the past be what it was, let the future unfold without fear. You are safe in this moment, covered, called, chosen, and for the first time in a long time, truly free. By simply staying with these words, you didn't back out, when your chest tightened, you didn't look away, when your soul began to stir, you didn't run from the light, even though the darkness tried to convince you to. That decision, that stillness, that quiet surrender, it echoed in the heavens, louder than you'll ever know. The veil between worlds is thinner than ever, and tonight your spirit crossed through something invisible, something eternal. This is more than a message, this is a visitation. You may have felt overlooked, forgotten, pushed aside. But none of that was ever true in heaven's eyes. The silence was never a sign of absence, it was a preparation. A deep sacred hush, before the orchestration of something miraculous. You are not behind, you are not late, everything is still unfolding, exactly as heaven planned, even the detours, even the delays. Every setback has been laced with seeds of resurrection. Your spirit was never broken, only buried. And now it rises. Like a flame that refuses to be extinguished, like a song remembered after years of silence. You're stepping back into yourself, not the version shaped by pain, but the one heaven always knew you were. The one who walks with quiet authority, the one who carries divine light, in every word, every step, every breath. Feel that air shift around you, that's not a coincidence. That's the atmosphere responding to your awakening. The spiritual realm is stirring, because you've chosen alignment over fear. You've chosen to stay open, when the world taught you to close, you've chosen to be soft, when pain told you to harden. That's strength, that's power, that's the mark of a soul, that is rooted in heaven, not shaken by earth. There are angels in the room with you right now, not as symbols, not as metaphors, but as living radiant beings. You might sense them, as warmth across your skin, a tingling in your hands, a sudden peace that rolls through your chest like a wave. That's real, that's them, and they've been waiting, not just for this moment, but for your yes. Because with that yes, they've been given divine permission, to surround you, to protect you, to intervene, in ways beyond what your mind could comprehend. Tonight your name was whispered in heaven's halls, tonight your room became sacred ground. And from this moment forward, things are shifting. Some of it you'll see, doors opening, connections aligning, healing manifesting. Some of it you'll feel, clarity where confusion once lived, peace where panic tried to dwell. And some of it will bloom quietly beneath the surface, in ways only time can reveal. But make no mistake, everything is changing. And it began not with effort, not with striving, but with your surrender. The letting go, the holy exhale, the decision to finally trust, that God's grace is more than a story, it's the breath in your lungs, the safety in your nights, the anchor in your storm. Let yourself receive this, let yourself believe, even if your belief is wrapped in uncertainty. Let yourself trust, even if the past taught you to be guarded. Let yourself feel, even if the feelings scare you. Because what's rising in you now, isn't weakness, it's resurrection. This isn't the end of something, it's the beginning. The beginning of new peace, of restored hope, of softened hearts and open doors, and yes, the beginning of miracles. The real kind, the kind that don't just touch your life, but ripple through generations, healing what you didn't even know was broken. So if tears come, let them, if stillness falls, honor it, if joy surprises you, welcome it. These are holy signals of a soul returning home. Your angels are rejoicing, heaven is leaning in, and God is smiling, because you finally remembered who you are. You are not your wounds, you are not your failures, you are not the pain that shaped you. You are the light that survived it all, the soul that kept whispering yes, through every dark night, the divine spark that refused to go out. And now that spark is roaring, now your heart is opening, now your life is aligning, not with chaos, not with fear, but with the rhythm of heaven itself. You don't need to see every step of the path, you only need to take the next one, and trust that the ground will meet you, that the light will follow, and that the angels will not let you fall. This is your turning point, this is your sacred threshold, this is your moment of holy remembrance. Remember who walks with you, remember the love that shaped you, remember the promise that was written into your being, before you ever took your first breath. You are chosen, you are guided, you are guarded, and you are so deeply, irrevocably loved. Nothing you've done has disqualified you from this love. Nothing you've lost has separated you from this grace. Nothing you've endured has taken away what heaven still plans to restore. Everything you need is already finding its way to you, through people, through signs, through whispers in the night. Pay attention in the days to come. A feather on the ground, a sudden breeze, a lyric that hits different, a dream you remember after years of forgetting. These are not accidents, these are answers, glimpses, gentle nudges, from a realm that refuses to give up on you. And though the world may not understand the depth of this transformation, your soul does. Your spirit recognizes the shift, and every part of you that once felt numb, is beginning to awaken. You'll walk differently now, you'll breathe more deeply, you'll begin to notice the small things, the way sunlight filters through the blinds, the way your name feels softer in your mouth, the way silence holds you instead of haunting you. Because now you know, you were never alone, you were never too far, and you were never forgotten. You were being prepared. And that preparation is about to unfold into purpose, into clarity, into miracles, layered in every part of your path. This is not the end, it's the unfolding. And you, yes you, are exactly where you're meant to be. You are a vessel of divine light, carrying more power within you than you've ever been told. The world tried to dim it, pain tried to bury it, and fear tried to silence it, but none of that succeeded. Because you're still here, still rising, still saying yes, even with shaking hands and uncertain steps. That's what makes you chosen, that's what makes you unstoppable. And now the veil has been lifted. You are no longer walking blindly through the shadows. You see now, you sense now, you're guided now. The signs are no longer just coincidences, they're confirmation. That feather on the ground, the song that played at just the right moment, the number that keeps appearing. These are not accidents, they're messages, reminders that heaven is actively speaking to you. You've crossed a threshold tonight, one you can't return from, and you're not meant to. You weren't meant to stay small, you weren't created to live in fear, you were designed to radiate, to heal, to carry light into the dark places. And now that light has been activated inside of you. It's not just a feeling, it's a fire, a divine ignition that won't be extinguished. Archangel Michael still stands near, sword of fire gleaming in the spirit, not to harm, but to defend your calling. He will go where you go, when you speak truth he will amplify it, when you walk into uncertain places he will clear the way, when doubt creeps in he will remind you, that you were called, not because you're perfect, but because you're willing. The divine doesn't wait for perfection, it responds to surrender. And tonight you surrendered, you let go, you dared to believe, even when your history told you not to. That belief is sacred, that belief moves heaven, and heaven has moved for you. Now the healing continues, in your body, in your mind, in your memories. Yes, even the deepest ones, the moments you tucked away and refused to look at. Those places are being touched by divine hands now, not to shame you, but to set you free. You are no longer defined by the worst thing that happened to you, you are now redefined by the love that never left you, even then. There is no wound too deep, no memory too broken, no regret too heavy. The sacred light now flowing through your spirit knows exactly where to go, what to heal, what to release. Trust it, trust the tears, the stillness, the silence. That's not emptiness, it's the clearing of space, for something holy to arrive. You may feel like resting more in the days ahead, you may crave quiet, you may notice yourself letting go of things and people that once defined you. That's alignment, that's your soul reorganizing itself, to match the vibration of heaven. Let it happen, don't resist the release, there is blessing in the letting go. And soon joy will rise, where grief once lived. Laughter will return, to places long ruled by silence. Beauty will emerge, from what you thought was barren. You will look around at your life, and realize transformation didn't come in a thunderclap, it came like a whisper, but it came. You'll walk differently now, with a grace that can't be explained, and a peace that won't be shaken. Not because everything outside of you has changed, but because something inside of you finally has. You've stepped into your authority, into your sacred identity, into your divine rhythm. And this is just the beginning. Soon you'll speak and people will pause, not because your voice is loud, but because it carries presence. Your words will cut through noise, your silence will carry wisdom, you'll sense when to move and when to wait, you'll see through the illusions that once deceived you. That's what happens when the spirit awakens fully. Archangel Michael is not the only one with you now, more have been sent, guides, guardians, celestial helpers. They are assigned to your purpose, to your promise. You are not abandoned, you are not forgotten, you are fully, fiercely supported. What once drained you, will no longer hold power. What once controlled you, will now fall away. Because your frequency has changed, and your frequency attracts your future. The old cycles, the repetitive pain, the looping thoughts, they're breaking. The patterns are being rewritten, you are no longer a magnet for survival, you are a beacon for abundance. There is sacred fire in your spirit now, you carry divine codes, in your voice, in your vision, in your presence. You don't need to convince anyone, you don't need to force anything. Your alignment will speak for you, your glow will announce you, the divine is handling the details. So rest easy tonight, beloved soul. The storm has passed, the battle has been turned over to heaven. What's left for you is peace, deep uninterrupted peace. Let your pillow hold, not just your head, but your surrender. Let your breath be slow and full, not with exhaustion, but with restoration. You are whole, you are held, you are healed. And even if the world tries to tell you otherwise tomorrow, your spirit will remember this moment. This sacred recalibration, this divine remembrance. Because once heaven touches a soul, that soul is never the same. And yours, dearest one, has been completely transformed. And as you carry this light into tomorrow, remember you were never meant to shrink, to fit into spaces that could not hold your soul. You were made to shine to rise, to lead with compassion, not just for others, but finally fully for yourself. That old voice, the one that spoke in shame, in doubt, in fear, it has no permission here anymore. Its volume has been turned down by divine hands, and in its place, a sacred voice is awakening, one that speaks truth, grace, and identity. You are not here by accident, you were aligned for this moment, by divine design. The time you thought you lost, redeemed. The love you thought you missed, restored. The strength you didn't know you had, it's rising now. No more apologizing for your light, no more hiding your gifts. The world doesn't need your perfection, it needs your presence, and heaven just confirmed that your presence is enough, you just as you are enough. So walk into your days ahead, like someone who has seen the face of God, like someone who has danced with destiny, and chosen healing. Let your kindness be your weapon, let your grace be your armor, let your heart be your guide. You are not who you used to be, and you never will be again. The version of you that doubted her worth, has been loved into peace. The version of you that feared the future, has been anointed with boldness. The version of you that once felt broken, is now glowing in the hands of the divine. And as you look ahead, do not be surprised, when things begin to align, with what your soul has always known. That job, that conversation, that message from someone you haven't heard from in years, it's not random, it's confirmation, it's the unfolding of divine timing. Stay open, stay soft, keep your heart in the posture of yes. Because when heaven finds a willing soul, miracles find their way in with ease. There will still be moments, when doubt tries to slip back in, when the noise of the world tries to drown out the whisper of truth. But now you know how to return to the stillness, now you know how to call on the angels, now you know how to anchor yourself in presence. Because the silence you once feared, has become the sanctuary you crave, and that sanctuary lives within you now. And if ever the darkness creeps back, if ever the weight tries to return, remember this exact feeling, this exact peace. Come back to it, speak to it, call it forth again. It's not gone, it's waiting for your permission to rise again. Light like this is never lost, it simply waits to be remembered. You are light, you are flame, you are wind and fire and holy breath. You are God's reflection, walking in human form. Do you know what that means? It means heaven walks when you walk, it means love breathes when you breathe, it means angels rise, every time you decide not to give up. And Archangel Michael, he's not just a guardian in this moment, he's an assignment, a presence, a constant. Wherever you go he goes, wherever your tears fall he gathers them, wherever your name is spoken in heaven he stands at attention. Because you matter that much, because your journey is that sacred, because your life is that meaningful. So now take one final breath, slow, sacred, intentional. Let it fill your lungs, like light filling a temple. Let it remind you, that you're alive for a reason. That breath, its purpose, that heartbeat, its proof, that whisper in your soul, it's your next step being born. You are no longer just surviving, you are radiating, rebuilding, becoming. This life is no longer happening to you, it is rising from within you. You are not at the mercy of circumstances, you are in partnership with heaven, and the future ahead, it's not just bright, it's divine. So rest tonight in full assurance, not hoping, not wishing, but knowing. Knowing that angels stand guard. Knowing that God is close. Knowing that heaven heard your yes, and has already begun to move. You are protected. You are chosen. You are loved. Forever. Amen.